Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today. And today, we're going to be talking about free agents that the Houston Rockets should sign in free agency after day one of free agency, making no moves. I have some free agents that I'd really love the Rockets to sign. So we're going to start off by talking about one thing. The Rockets only have one roster spot open right now. So what I'd love to see the Rockets do, in their next couple steps is, I'd love to see the Rockets trade Jae'Sean Tate, trade Jock Landale, open up two roster spots. Look, just dump these two guys off for some draft picks. Trade Jae'Sean. I think, honestly, if you let go of Jock Landale and Jae'Sean Tate, I think for some team that is in major need of some depth, I really think you could see a team pay 3 second-round picks for those two guys. I'd love for the Rockets to take 3 second-round picks for those two guys. They're not going to play a role in this Rockets team next year. To get 3 second-round picks, or even two for the two of them, would be great. I wouldn't love. I'd just be like, all right. But 3 second-round picks for those two guys, I'd love. Because not only do you get 3 second-round draft picks, but you'll also get to open up some roster space. That would mean 3 roster spots open. And there are three free agents I'd love to see the Houston Rockets sign. One would be re-signing. But the first option, if Jock Landale goes, you need to sign a third center. And I would really love for the Rockets to bring in Boban. If you're wondering, okay, why do we get rid of Jock Landale if we're just, re-sign Boban? Jock Landale's obviously better than Boban. But at the same time, Jock, we can get some value for, get a second-round pick or two for Jock Landale, and Boban we can just sign to probably a vet minimum deal, and it's cheap. Jock Landale, on the other end, is making a lot of money right now in free agency. So, not in free agency. Jock Landale is making a lot of money on his contract right now. Boban, in 14 games, played a little bit less because there were less blowouts for this Rockets team, had a field goal percentage of 53% for the Rockets. He averaged 3.2 points per game, 2.3 rebounds per game, with a half assist per game, and he did that and only got 5 minutes per game. Can you imagine what he would put up if he got like 10 minutes, or if he got 10 minutes per game? He'd probably average, if you're just doubling everything, he'd average 6 points per game and average 4 rebounds per game. Or if he got even more than that, because a backup center gets more than 10 minutes per game. If he was a backup, he'd probably get 15 minutes per game, most likely. And if he was getting 15 minutes per game, then he would probably average 9 points per game and most likely a little bit over 6 rebounds per game. So Boban would be great for this Rockets team if he got minutes, but unfortunately, not really fortunately, the Rockets have Şengün and Steven Adams. Unfortunately for Boban, but nobody else is it, unfortunately. The Rockets have Steven Adams and Şengün. The Rockets don't need a third center who's has talent but is not going to play. They need a third center who can step up. I mean, Boban has talent, not as much. I think Jock Landale's a lot better than him though, but he'd be a solid addition for a third center on the roster. Now, the other additions, I think, help the team out a little bit more and just provide the Rockets with more depth. Alec Burks is someone I really love. I'm really looking at three-point shooting here. I love Alec Burks, and I think he'd be a great addition for this Rockets team. Rockets want three-point shooting. Career three-point shooter of 38%. This past season shot 37%. He averaged 10.4 points per game. He averaged 12.8 points per game for the Detroit Pistons in the 2022-23 season. He averaged 12 in the 21-22 season. He'd be a great addition for this Rockets team. I really believe so. He'd be a little bit cheap as well, just knowing that, he's a veteran player. These veteran players are not making as much as money, him being, I think it is in his mid-30s, so or his early 30s. I believe Burks is like 31, 32. So he'd be a great addition. Obviously, I don't think he'd play that much just because of the fact he probably wouldn't play that much, which is a reason why he might not want to come to Houston. I think he actually would play a decent amount early on because right now the Rockets' backup shooting guard, I mean, look, if you look at this depth chart right now, you have starting lineup, of course, Fred, Jalen, Dylan, Jabari, Şengün. Then off the bench, we have Amen Thompson, you have Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason, Reed Shepard, Steven Adams. They're your five guys off the bench. You also have AJ Griffin. So those are 11 guys off the bench. And then there's one more guy under contract on this team. I can't remember who that is, but so 11 guys right now on this team who could be getting minutes. So with that being said, with those 11 guys, obviously, the five guys in the starting lineup are going to get minutes. Steven Adams is going to get minutes at the backup center position. Amen Thompson is going to get minutes as the backup point guard. Cam Whitmore is going to get minutes as the backup small forward. And Tari Eason is going to get minutes at the backup power forward. And as much as Reed Shepard is good, I think he should be playing, there's no guarantee that Reed Shepard will be a part of the Rockets' rotation early on. Look, Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore weren't really a part of the Rockets' rotation until later in the season. Amen Thompson was a little bit early on, but then got hurt, and then the Rockets really didn't get him involved later to the season. Cam Whitmore wasn't fully a part of the rotation until January, February. So, look, you could sign Alec Burks, and Reed Shepard doesn't play that much until later in the season. So Alec Burks does potentially have a chance to get minutes in Houston. But the final addition I would love to see the Rockets add in is he kind of has some Curry blood in him, actually. And he's an NBA champion, which is something I'd love to add in. Look, Reed Shepard, I think he does have the ability to play at the point guard position, but I think for the Rockets, we're going to see Reed Shepard playing point guard. You need an Aaron Holiday replacement with him most likely leaving the Rockets. You have Fred VanVleet and Amen Thompson at point guard. But if Reed Shepard is going to be playing shooting guard, you need another point guard. And I'd love for the Rockets to add in Damian Lee. I think he's going to be a little cheaper just because he didn't play this past season due to a right knee surgery. But Damian Lee was great for the Suns in 74 games played with 5 starts in the 22-23 season. 20 minutes per game, 44% from the floor. He shot 45 or near 45% from 3 at 3.3 attempts per game. And when I said Curry blood, if you didn't know, Damian Lee married Steph Curry's sister. Steph and Steph's sister, Dell's daughter. So, he does have, I guess you could say inherited Curry blood. But career 3-point shooter, 38%. He also averaged 8.2 points per game with 3 rebounds per game and over 1 assist per game for the Phoenix Suns in the 2022-23 season. He's also someone who ended up being a really solid defender over the last couple of years. He won an NBA championship with the Golden State Warriors in the 2021-22 season. 63 games with 5 starts, 20 minutes per game. Shot 44% from the floor, 44% from the floor, 34% from 3. He also averaged 7.4 points per game and 3.2 rebounds per game with the Golden State Warriors in their NBA Finals run. He didn't play much, 8 games, 11 minutes per game, 2.1 points per game with 1.4 rebounds per game. But with the Golden State Warriors in the 2019-20 season, he was great. This was the year where the Golden State Warriors were terrible and they were rebuilding, but he still played 49 games with 36 starts, 29 minutes per game. His field goal percentage was 42% from 3, shot 36% with 5 attempts per game. He averaged 13 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, and 3 assists per game with 1 steal per game. So I'd love for the Rockets to add in Damian Lee. And if you guys remember, when the Rockets added in Aaron Holiday to be that third point guard in this roster, it was, he was not expected to play much, but Aaron Holiday actually really turned to play in the rotation often. And, I really think that could happen with Damian Lee because he brings the 3-point shooting. And look, this Rockets team wants to improve with 3-point shooting. They've already done it already, adding in Reed Shepard and AJ Griffin. But you can continue to do it by adding in Alec Burks and Damian Lee. If the Rockets could add in Alec Burks and Damian Lee and also sign Boban Marjanovic, re-sign Boban Marjanovic, I think that's a perfect free agency for the Rockets. And then obviously trading Jae'Sean Tate and Jock Landale. And correction for myself, when I said there was one player on this Rockets team under contract that I was forgetting out of the main 11 guys, I was missing Jeff Green. Just remember that the Rockets, exercised that team option. Uncle Jeff was the guy I was missing. So, Jeff Green was one of those guys that I was missing right there. So, Rockets need a third-string point guard if Reed Shepard's going to be playing shooting guard. Damian Lee's a perfect fit. Rockets, I think if Reed Shepard potentially is not getting minutes early on in the season, you could use a backup shooting guard. Alec Burks with three-point shooting is a great fit. If you trade away Jock Lando, you need a third center. Bringing back Boban for the fans and for this roster would be a great fit. So those are the 3 signings I'd love to see the Rockets make. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.